Chosen one, your account is not empty. Heaven has begun to deposit divine riches with your name on it. The spiritual shift has already occurred, and the impact is now cascading into the natural. Your financial life is being aligned with supernatural abundance. It is not a fantasy. It is not a hope floating in the wind. It is a divine reality, a decision made in the throne room of God Himself, where your name was mentioned with certainty and power. This is the moment when the impossible bends to your destiny. The balance you once checked in worry will now be checked in awe. The spiritual vaults have opened, and wealth is not trickling. It is flowing, rushing, pressing into your life with purpose and precision. Chosen one, this is the moment to believe in miracles like you never have before. Watch this message until the very end, and take it seriously. Your alignment with divine wealth is no longer a process. It's now a download. Comment your warmest wishes and write 777 as a prophetic agreement, a code to activate what has been hovering over your life. This is a chapter about wishes coming true, not by chance, but by a divine activation that energizes the universe to respond to your soul's cry. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. What used to stress you will now surprise you. Where you used to see lack, you will now see overflow. Because God's wealth doesn't show up silently, it transforms. It shifts the atmosphere. It changes the way money behaves around you. No longer does it run away, hide, or disappear mysteriously. Now it finds you, surrounds you, multiplies through you. Chosen one, the divine fingerprints on your finances are undeniable. They are marking transactions you didn't expect. They are moving money in your favor. They are unlocking resources tied up in spiritual realms, suddenly released into your real-time life. There is no more delay. The spiritual drought has broken. The account that once echoed with emptiness is now echoing with expectancy. Because you have been found worthy, not because of perfection, but because of alignment. You aligned with purpose. You aligned with resilience. You aligned with obedience when no one saw, when no one knew how hard it was. And heaven did not overlook you. No silent prayer was ignored. No tear fell without being documented. That is why what's about to show up in your balance will confuse the enemy and confirm your calling. God is not just increasing you financially, He is redefining your financial identity. From borrower to lender, from struggler to supplier, from surviving to thriving. The days of apologizing for dreaming big are over. The days of shrinking in fear of how it will happen are behind you. This is a supernatural upgrade. You don't need to hustle your way into what's already been handed to you spiritually. What God touches grows, and He has touched your finances. He has endorsed your next chapter with wealth beyond measure. There's a frequency in the spirit right now that is tuned into you. It's the sound of favor. It's the vibration of release. It's the tone of answered prayers resonating in the heavens and finding their way to you in the form of financial miracles. Money is not coming just to impress. It's coming to empower, to build what was once broken, to restore what was stolen, to elevate what was hidden. Your account is being used as a landing place for divine deposits, not only to fill you, but to fund destinies through you. You're about to become someone else's miracle without even trying. Every system that once worked against your provision is now bending in your favor. There is no limitation in heaven. There are no budget restrictions in God's plan for your prosperity. What looks like a sudden blessing to others is really the result of spiritual obedience you sowed in silence. The seeds you planted in faith, the generosity you gave when you barely had, the yes you whispered in private. These have built a bridge from the unseen to the seen. Now, the invisible is becoming visible in your bank account. No more random overdrafts. No more checking your account with anxiety. No more pushing aside dreams because of not enough. That season is expired. God has issued a reversal. Where you were overlooked, you're now prioritized. Where you were bypassed, you're now selected. You've crossed into a financial transformation that can no longer be denied or delayed. It's touching everything connected to your name. If you think this message found you by accident, you are mistaken. It found you because it was assigned to you. And with it comes an impartation of supernatural wealth that is going to take residence in your reality. With God's blessings, you are invited to bless this message by giving a divine gift of $20 or more through the Super Thanks button on YouTube. Together, let's spread faith, hope, and love, bringing light not just into your own life, but also to those who need it most. Your generosity becomes a seed of inspiration and healing for countless souls. You're not just being given money, you're being given access. Access to spaces, networks, contracts, relationships, and elevation. This wealth isn't ordinary because your calling isn't ordinary. You've been chosen to steward a kingdom economy. And now, the wealth of heaven is showing up in earthly accounts as confirmation of who you are. You are not invisible to divine provision. You are not forgotten by the hand that multiplies. God is not sending a warning. He's sending a wave of abundance, unstoppable and undeniable. And when it comes, it won't ask for permission. It will flood. It will override the natural and introduce you to the supernatural. It will remind you that you were never meant to struggle your way into wealth. You were meant to awaken into it. You were not designed to live below the standard of heaven. So now, the wealth that carries your name is being pushed from the supernatural vault into your physical bank. And this isn't temporary. This isn't a one-time deposit. This is a sustained release, a lifestyle of overflow, because God decided your name belongs in financial dominion. Chosen one, do not judge your future by your past balance. What's coming doesn't match where you've been. It only matches the favor you've carried. This wealth is not based on man's logic. It is based on divine timing. And your time is not next. It's now. There is an instruction in the Spirit. Check your balance not with fear, but with faith. Because you're going to witness what happens when God funds you Himself. What banks couldn't do, what systems wouldn't approve, what people didn't support, God is doing anyway. This isn't about being lucky. This is about being aligned. You've entered a divine window where things that once took years will now happen in days. Your name is being whispered in places you've never been, and your account is being prepared to carry what you couldn't have handled before. You've grown. You've stretched. You've matured. Now comes the reward, a financial miracle that reflects your inner shift. Your inner wealth is finally catching up with your outer experience. The transaction is in motion. The clearance is being processed. The balance is shifting. God is rewriting your financial story, and He's starting with this divine touch on your account. You don't need to hustle for what you're favored for. You don't need to beg for what you're anointed to receive. Your bank account is about to testify. The zeros are about to multiply. And every financial disappointment is about to be buried under waves of abundance. Stay calm, stay ready, stay faithful. Because what's about to happen in your finances is a glimpse of how heaven honors obedience. You've sown tears, now you're reaping treasures. You've endured silence, Now you're receiving overflow. The notification that will appear next isn't just from your bank. It's from your breakthrough. This is the moment heaven credits you for everything hell tried to take. Chosen one, what is being released into your account right now is not bound by the limits of the economy or the timelines of man. This is wealth designed in heaven's treasury, wealth that knows exactly where to land, and its coordinates are set on you. Every delay you faced, every door that was slammed shut in your face, was only creating a spiritual tension that is now snapping into motion. The release has begun. You may not see the full amount yet, but spiritually, it's already there. The ledger in the supernatural has been marked. Paid in full, favor released, abundance activated. You are now walking into a financial landscape that doesn't operate by hourly wages or monthly forecasts. This is divine funding. This is miracle economics. This is overflow that doesn't deplete. It multiplies. Every area where your resources once dried up is now being touched by a supernatural overflow. Your pantry, your wallet, your ideas, your energy, your business, every stream is opening, every well is filling, every corner is being drenched by God's intentional wealth. He's not random, He is strategic, and He's made a decision. Your account must now reflect the value of your calling. This is not just about receiving money. This is about a spiritual signature being written over your finances. God is placing His hand on your account and saying, "Let it be full. Let it be blessed. Let it never run dry." Your life is now under a divine financial covenant. You have been selected as a living testimony that heaven funds its chosen. You are a carrier of financial favor, a magnet for divine provision. Don't be shocked when unexpected deposits start showing up. Don't be surprised when debts begin to vanish. Don't overthink when resources start multiplying. Just say, "Thank you," and continue walking in divine flow. Chosen one, this is your reality now. You are no longer at the mercy of human generosity. You are backed by divine wealth. God is your source, your banker, your provider, and your promise keeper. When you walk into a room, financial favor walks in with you. When you speak, resources move. When you plan, heaven funds. The atmosphere around you is no longer dry. It is fertile. What you touch now has the anointing to grow, not just because of skill, but because of spiritual endorsement. The old season of scraping by and making excuses for lack is over. You are not meant to suffer in silence, not when your spiritual inheritance is overflowing. And that's what this is, an inheritance. You didn't earn it, you aligned with it. Your obedience wrote the check, your perseverance signed it, and your faith is cashing it in. What took others years to build is about to land in your account, because God is making up for lost time. You're being paid for every silent battle you won, every time you chose peace over panic, and every time you chose obedience over comfort. God's wealth is not just appearing in the form of cash, it's arriving through connections, contracts, land, homes, assets, influence, strategies, and ideas that will generate income for generations. This is generational funding. This is legacy money. This is kingdom capital flowing through a chosen vessel, you. And you're not just being blessed for you. You're being resourced for a mission bigger than your needs. You are being transformed into a distribution center for heaven. That's why you've been trusted with this level of increase. There are angels on financial assignment concerning you. They've been dispatched to stir up approvals, to move the hands of decision-makers, to position your name in the mouths of people with power. It's already happening. Behind the scenes, signatures are being added to your favor. In spiritual courts, rulings are being overturned in your benefit. And in unseen realms, vaults are being cracked open, and your name is glowing on the access list. This is a supernatural wealth invasion, and your account is the destination. Don't second-guess what's coming. Don't disqualify yourself because of your past. The only qualification needed was God's yes, and He said it loudly. This is what happens when God touches your finances. People will look confused, systems will look shocked, but you will look peaceful, because you'll know that heaven moved. You'll know that what you're experiencing now is not a coincidence. It's confirmation. Chosen one, your account is becoming a miracle zone. You'll notice money flowing through channels that previously resisted you. Clients returning. Ideas turning into income. Delays turning into downloads. Where you once had to push, now you'll glide. Where you once hoped, now you'll harvest. Where you once questioned, now you'll testify. This is what happens when the divine economy overtakes the natural economy. You don't operate by limits, you move by revelation. The idea God gave you, it's funded. The vision that's been in your heart for years, it's already backed. The platform, the business, the purpose, it all has financial wings now. You were never meant to just survive. You were meant to shine. And the brightness you're about to carry can't be dimmed by debt, doubt, or delay. You are breaking into a level of prosperity that only makes sense through divine math. It won't be logical, but it will be undeniable. This wealth is coming with instructions, not to boast, but to bless, not to control, but to create, not to hoard, but to help heal the world. That's why it had to come to you, because God trusts that you'll use it to build, not to break, to elevate, not to exploit. That's why heaven skipped the proud and picked the pure. You're not just a receiver, you're a reformer. And now, you have the resources to make real change. So when the balance changes, don't panic. When the zeros appear, don't apologize. When the approval hits, don't shrink. You were made for this. You're walking into your ordained level of wealth, and it's bigger than you ever imagined. Because God never just funds pockets, He funds purpose. And you, chosen one, are overflowing with purpose. So now, your bank account must match your assignment. Chosen one, it's not just about what's in your account now, it's about the divine fingerprint that's been placed on your entire financial future. When God touches something, He doesn't just visit it, He transforms it. And what He's transforming in your life is far beyond a one-time blessing. This is the beginning of a sustained supernatural supply. What's flowing to you now won't stop. It won't slow down. It won't pause for permission. It's been commanded by heaven to find you, feed you, fill you, and flow through you. This is not a loan from the universe. This is not a grant from a system. This is a release from God's wealth vault, authorized by divine decree, timed perfectly with your readiness and aimed directly at your name. The heavens have calculated everything. Not a single cent will be wasted. Not a single opportunity will be missed. This is precise, strategic, and saturated with grace. You are now moving into a lifestyle where wealth is not something you chase. It's something that recognizes you. It knows your address. It responds to your faith. It multiplies in your presence. You don't have to explain the overflow to those who don't understand your journey. Let your fruit speak. Let your favor testify. Let your results be your reply. The same people who doubted your survival are about to witness your supernatural rise. Not because you forced it, but because God touched your account. The spiritual credit line over your life has been activated, and there is no cap, no limit, no ceiling. You are officially operating on the economy of heaven. No more worrying about what you can afford. Now, it's about what you're assigned to build. This wealth isn't just to elevate your comfort, it's to expand your reach. God is trusting you with bigger, because He knows you'll use it wisely. He knows your heart has been prepared. You don't crave money, you steward it. You don't idolize wealth, you honor the source. That's why you've been marked for this moment. That's why your account is being singled out for blessing. And here's the truth. You didn't miss your moment. You didn't fail too hard. You didn't wait too long. You didn't get passed by. You were being positioned, trained, strengthened, and tested for this exact shift. The delay was never denial. It was preparation. You had to become someone who could handle the harvest, and now you are. You are no longer being overlooked. You're being oversupplied. What's coming is not just a deposit. It's a divine downpour. What used to be blocked is now unlocked. What used to be delayed is now displayed. What used to be far is now falling into your lap. Chosen one, you're stepping into prophetic abundance. You're living proof that God can take someone who had nothing left and fill them until they overflow. This is your divine evidence that lack was never meant to define you. It was simply the contrast so you'd recognize abundance when it showed up. And now, that abundance is speaking loudly. It's not whispering, it's roaring, it's shaking foundations, it's turning heads, and it's here to stay. Your bank account is being reset to reflect heaven's reality. You're going to notice a difference, not just in numbers, but in how money responds to you. Opportunities will call you. Resources will find you. Doors will open without effort. People will favor you without explanation. You'll walk into rooms prepared for you. You'll sign deals you never pitched for. You'll be handed keys to properties, platforms, and provision that were kept on hold for this exact moment.